Yeah, you're welcome to the platform Flip TV Plus. We are right here this morning, and if you made it, let me see a comment. Drop a comment if you made it over to this other side. Port to Flip TV Plus. That is where the Ian Dieba, General Secretary, is going to talk. The pass. Click on the link. Join Flip TV Plus this morning. Okay, let's move on. Like we had said, Subsidy NLC Tuc Suspend strike. Labour and the federal government, they are going to meet again on June 19, 2023, and to talk about so many things: minimum wage increase, and a review of the World Bank $800 million loan and implementation. Yeah, space matters. Yes, we are here live in and direct. I can see you, Space Matters, watching from UAE. Much love, much love, much love. And also, Atiku vs. Tinubu, I signed national results under duress. Witness tells courts. Presidential Tribunal, Obi tenders result of 8 more states in evidence. And SPV saga, court declines to order Atiku's arrest. Fines Keyamo 10 million naira. King Joe Ogba, good morning. Yes. Udise Chima, great man. Good morning. George Munakwe, good morning. Good morning. Join us and help us share, like, comment, share, like, comment. Andrew Ogujimi, blessed morning to you also. Good morning, good morning. We have 15 persons watching. Let's move it to 100. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. Let them come live on Flip TV Plus. The link, click on the link. Click on the link, share the link to your friends that you know watch Flip TV. Share the link so that we can move on. In the next 1 minute, we are waiting. Let's get to 50 this morning as we discuss national issues with some of the members of Iyendeba. I have the chairman behind me, Iyendeba. I have the general secretary, Iyendeba, here. The chairman and general secretary. The coordinator have not been around for a long time. Yes. Better Life, good morning. Better Life, good morning. Oyemibi, good morning. Iyori Amorogbe, good morning. We can see you all from Italy. Amorogbe from Italy. We can see you. We can see you live and direct. Okay, let's make welcome the General Secretary. He knows himself. He knows the General Secretary. General Secretary.
Pastor.
Okay, my brother, come. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
You have a very, very vital information to tell us this morning.
Normally, it is what we have been expecting.
Okay.
We try. It's not that Tinubu is a god. It's not a god at all. We don't even trust him fully by now, but we trust him 50%.
50%.
50%. Tinubu will do something.
Is that enough?
Now, Nigeria elders, they have failed us from the beginning. Right from 1960, Nigeria have not laughed. War to war. Nigeria have been fighting war right from 1960 till now. Ethnic war. It's only baby doesn't know. Some people will carry Nigeria resources to their side. Everything to their side. Look at Daura today. Daura is London. Daura is London. Go to Mina. May God bless IPP. They are shouting there. But in the west, in the east, you can't find good thing there. And this is where the resources and the milk and the gold and the honey of this country is coming from. May God bless them in Niger Delta, where Nigeria have been fetching water to drink since 1960 and nothing good there. But if Tinubu can do something now, today, not tomorrow, people will hail him. This is the only opportunity for the Southerner to laugh. We are not been laughing since 1960. Education, they bring it down. It is Donio Awolowo will see education last. When Awolowo died, the education continued to die every year till now because some people, their children, they are not ready to go. They are not ready to go. They hate education. But we that we love education today, we cannot see it again. They are killing it. They are continuing to killing what we have in the south.
So this subsidy must go.
This subsidy must go. It has gone already. We don't want it. It's a way of looting our money.
Who are the ones looting the money?
The headers, the presidents, the head of state, the cabal. They have refinery outside Nigeria. They will bring our food, the fuel, the cool oil, they take it outside. They will refine the petrol. They will bring only diesel and petrol to Nigeria. Whereas in the diesel, we have about 24 items. In the cool oil, they will bring 2, and we'll be suffering for that too. No light, nothing. We can't drink good water. In my house, I dig a borehole there that I am drinking. See, the taste of that water is very bad. Nigeria cannot do water for its people. They call us giant of Africa. Now it's like half of Nigeria is lunatic now.
Half of Nigeria is lunatic.
They can't eat good thing. When you cannot feed yourself with good vegetable, your sense will not work. That's why they fight. Boko Haram. Who are the Boko Haram? Who are the Boko Haram today? They have never sentenced any Boko Haram that I see. Either by firing or sentence them. You can't see them. Where are the Boko Harams that they arrested? They said some people have dropped their weapon. They now drop them into Nigeria army. Can their sense work in a normal way? People that have been killing innocent people. Then you now take them to Nigeria army to be our security. Those kind of people to be our security. Oh, Nigeria doesn't have something. We are waiting for Tinubu to change things.
And he can do the job.
We believe with God. We will support him with prayer. We will support him with a prayer. So he can do it.
Are you surprised that they called up the strike, or are you expecting that?
I am very happy. I've been saying it yesterday that we don't need strike. That somebody has been the president now that can do it. And this person have started it. Rumor or no rumor, some border have been open now.
Okay, you told me this morning that...
Yes, it's a breaking news this morning. Yes, sure. Sure. Go out. By the time you get out now, you'll be hearing it.
Okay, you come tomorrow to confirm.
Yes, sure.
Okay, let's look at shocking revelation at the Presidential Election Tribunal.
No. Who is the owner of the Nigeria courts? This is what I've been saying. Nigerian president is like Lord, who is the chief judge of the federation. Was he be voted for or nominating? He will not say anything against Jagaban. That we go against Jagaban.
How sure are you?
I know this is Nigeria. This is not America. Nigeria is like jungle. Brother, you may take it or not. Whatever you see in Nigeria, that a president nominates somebody, is he going to work against the president? Are you going to work against me if I anoint you to be my personal assistant? If you work against me, I will remove you. I will continue to be saying true. I will remove you. Nothing can come out of the judiciary.
So it's the right of...
Oh, forget it.
All the evidence
it's a bird that can fly away. The bird of the election of February have fly away. You can't see his feather. Jagaban will be there.
Okay, let's
look God save his life.
Let's look at the Senate presidency between Akpabio and Kalu.
Depending on this is what I've been saying. The president have the whole things to say. And I know that Akpabio will be there.
You know, you're very
yes,
sure.
I'm very
Not
sure.
Ojus or Kalu.
No.
Why?
I know Nigeria. Jagaban boys doesn't support Kanu. Kanu is a very powerful somebody. They don't need a very powerful person that they cannot control. Akpabio will be there.
So they can control Akpabio?
Yes. If you cannot sign for the president will not like you. Good thing Jagaban want to do. He needed somebody that will support him in the house. He won't be
Kalu does not does not fit into that.
No.
Into that.
No. Even Jagaban boys doesn't like Kanu.
Okay, lastly, Nigeria's debt stock to hit 70 trillion by end of 2023.
American debt was more than that. Still, they are living fine. They are ruling the economy of the whole world. Debt can't stop us. Debt, you can only trade with Nigeria. Nigeria did not owe anybody. Come and trade. When you trade here, you see gain. We didn't owe anybody. Nigeria people should not be afraid of any debt. America is the highest debt holder in the whole world. And their economy was number one.
With our debts.
Forget about
How do you look at our economy?
See, if they did not steal our money or the crude oil, we can pay 1 year this money you are talking of.
70 trillion.
We are rich. 3% can pay that money in Nigeria. Especially when Tinubu can be able to knock their door as he promised.
Thank you very much. I have our national chairman of ENDB. Good morning, Mr. David.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Mr. President Chukwu, and good morning to you. One thing I have noticed with every APC supporters is that they have sweet mouth. At the end, they tend not to go anywhere. Just like Kule will come here and brainwash a lot of people. This man now, we are in the same shoe. He no get money, I no get money. He's still justifying those. He's still giving kudos to those that have looted the country. So the problem we are having now is not even the government. It's about people who refuse to think. In a country where 70% of Nigerians, they are uninformed and they are illiterate, there will always be a problem. Because even if there's a concrete information, the word illiterate will not believe. So that is the problem we have. So how do you want to convince him that what he has said for some couple of minutes here, he has said trashed?
Let's move on. Shocking revelation at the presidential election tribunal. Tinubu APC agent truncates uploading of results in Rivers. Many revelations. He said that the judiciary is not to be trusted. We don't need to trust the judiciary.
When he says the judiciary should not be trusted, we all know that from the very first day, because it is only in Nigeria you have the judiciary that is not independent, which is the judiciary of Nigeria has an affiliation with the executive. They work hand in hand. So if he says that, he has his own reason. What transpired yesterday was the fact that we have a PDP witness that said there was this question. I don't know if you saw it. It all went viral. Where they said when
25%.
Yes, and when an APC lawyer said Atiku did not score 25% in the FCC, the same question was being asked again, that did your own candidate score the same amount of votes? So actually that was what I saw on social media yesterday, but I don't know how true it is.
No, it's true, it's true.
I don't know how true it is. So Nigeria, I don't believe in the Nigerian judicial system, whereby it is the president that appoints the chief justice, that appoints the chief judge in the federal high court, that appoints even to the customary judges, the state governors make these appointees. So who do you think these people would be loyal to? They'll be loyal to their paymaster. That is the truth of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. Forget the judicial council that would only recommend. In as much as these people recommend, if you are not loyal to the president will not appoint you. So I don't see any justice in this whole tribunal. To me, I think it's just a waste of time.
Okay.
In this whole tribunal.
Okay. If you are saying a waste of time, something people have really prepared for, spent their resources for, and at the end of the day, it's a waste of time.
In 2019, didn't Atiku go to court? What happened? Did he win? We don't know
But
evidence.
there's a difference between now.
There was no
Sorry.
difference. Even then, the Buhari win election. We're not in this country. When INEC said, when no, in the first instance, if the courts were sincere with Nigerians, at this point, they have to have the what petition tribunal ought to have even cancelled this election, because in the first place, INEC on their own breach the what electoral law. INEC breach the law. You claim to you said you want to conduct. You said election results will be transmitted electronically. In the first place, it was not. You said beavers would be used during the election. Was beavers used? No. So that is the first instance. INEC the what election petition tribunal how to have stood their grounds that this election ought to have been cancelled. But no, they were busy entertaining evidence. What evidence? What evidence do you don't need again? And then INEC even said it himself. Gave flimsy reasons why the result was not being transmitted. Go to INEC portal, INEC portal. You will see the one INEC uploaded is quite different from the one that was called on live TV. Is it not an evidence? Do you need a soothsayer to give him more evidence? My brother, forget these people. They are part of the federal. These people, they are all the same thing. It just God just help me and you, because the government of the day, Nigerian government don't want to see an having man enjoy. What they enjoy, what they love the most is to see this common man suffer till he die, till he go wear one boxers, till he go wear one clothes, wear one shoe, till he no go fit chop food again. That is their plan.
Okay, let's move on. We have NLC TUC suspend strike.
Is that what?
NLC TUC suspend strike.
Don't forget that the federal government got a court induction.
In Imo State.
The federal government got a court induction asking them to suspend the strike. But my question is, all these judges that are saying they should suspend strike, their cars, is it what are their cars use? No, I'm asking. How much are they? It seems their salary is very buoyant. Yes. It seems those in the judiciary sector earn more, because if not so, nobody will tell you. A right-thinking judge would not tell you to suspend strike and then still go back to the negotiation table. When the government knows what to do, that's it. Before subsidy, there are some items.
I want to hear your perspective.
There are some palliatives that need to be given to us, to the common man, so as to cushion the effect of this fair subsidy. You asked me a question yesterday. You said, how can you cope? I got back home. I reminisced on it, that how can Mr. Christian cope? And I arrived at this conclusion. For you to cope in this dispensation, in this time, is for you to come here every day and give me 8,000 naira. So I will give you. So I will shed more light.
How much I earn?
I don't need to know how much you earn, because you are seeking for my wisdom. So now, so I need to go back to drawing board and then draft and then make plans on how you cope.
If I give you 1,000 every day, there will be nothing remaining in my salary.
You see, it's not you know how to learn how to cope in Nigeria.
There's some things you can give as advice, free.
Which advice? Which I should give you advice? When we are both in the same shoe, you are asking me. It's like. See, you are in the wilderness. You are asking me how would you exit this place? So that is the truth.
Okay, let's move on. Lastly, Senate presidency between Akpabio and Kalu.
Nigerians are making a big mistake. If Akpabio, I used to tell you, Mr. Christian, most people come to this place, come online, and then eat faces on Akpabio. Akpabio a thief.
What he did in Akwa Ibom State speaking for him.
What did he do in Akwa Ibom State? You go sit down here and say what he did when he was the governor of Akwa Ibom State. How much was he getting at a location? People see things from the other side of the divide. Okoje when I came to Akwa Ibom State and said Akpabio, the money you get from this state, still you've not done anything compared to an education that has been given to you. Then excess crude oil was being sold for $180 per barrel. And then don't forget, Akwa Ibom State is among the states, among the oil producing states. Then oil was booming. Akwa Ibom got a lot of money. But what did he do with it? He go build 2 roads, call them 70 trillion. Go to Uyo now, those roads now, don't they rush? Akpabio could not construct my state school, the road, for good 8 years. My school was a no-go area when he was the governor. Akpabio siphoned the state resources. He gave contract to his younger brother, who was a law student then in UNIO. The guy would go to school and draft, and then convoy go to follow and they go like this. Ask Akpabio, people they eat praise of 8 years of Akpabio. How many investors came into the states? Nobody today come in and shout out. Now don't go chop. Now don't go chop. This Akpabio now he sign out. Now he sign out bill for the state. Say once you don't retire as governor, you go get us to Abuja. Get us to Abuja, and then every for 4 years, you and your family go to travel, go different countries for the bill that is signed. Yes, at the expense of government. Akpabio built this thing, that stupid hospital. When he had a headache, he flew out of the country. I was in school there. We protested.
The best government in South and Southeast.
Now, then ask him why did Akpabio left PDP? Because of come to APC, your sins will be forgiven. Was it not what betrayed by who?
You just come and
No,
meet him.
betrayed by who? No, Pastor, no, let him come. No, let him come. Betrayed by who?
The best stadium in South
He was betrayed by who? Now, he built a stadium that could not be managed. See, I tell people that, building a stadium.
Betrayed. He said he was betrayed.
By
He
who?
was betrayed.
By who? Who betrayed him? A man that built a stadium. What is the essence of you building such stadium when that stadium cannot generate money into the state coffers? Akpabio built stadium for 4 years. He signed contract with Las Vegas that Las Vegas should maintain stadium again. Who does that? 4 good years. Las Vegas was maintaining stadium. That stadium was not generating money into the state coffers. Of what use is that stadium? Of what use is the stadium? Akwa United don't play match on
Akwa United.
yes, don't play match on that field. Though. Take note, though. Up to date.
So does that disqualify him from being a Senate president?
He said what?
Does that disqualify him from being a Senate president?
Everybody has diverse reasons.
Okay.
To me,
It doesn't deserve it.
to me, Akpabio does not deserve it. See, Akpabio is just like Ashwaju. They are propagandists. They have sweet mouth. They will sugarcoat you. Even something he did not do, he will tell you he did it. Go to the way Akpabio built Ibom, specialist. He built it. He went and hired equipment to commission it. After some days, nothing. Go to that same place. Nothing there. Bed no there.
Okay, thanks very much. I have Matthew. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr. Christian Tuc.
I don't want to give you any title again. Let's move on.
It's not about title. Everybody, the whole world know you as the chairman of
The General Secretary.
The whole world know you as the chairman of Yeneba.
NLCTC have suspended their strike.
It's quite unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Yes, it's unfortunate because I have not seen the justification behind the suspension, except the ruling of the industrial court that asked them to stay action until they hear the substances issue. But for me, I have a feeling that if you must suspend such an action, you should have extracted reasonable commitment from the government as to being sure that they will meet with their promise. Because Nigerian government, they have the history of reneging on agreement and promise. So you don't, when you are dealing with such a government, you make sure you extract reasonable commitments so that they will not turn back to say we are not doing it again. Because the way it stands, you cannot take away the fact that Nigerians are already being faced by the hardship occasioned by the subsidy removal. In Kwara State, the government of Kwara State have even reduced work day to 3 days. So it goes to show that people are having the negative impact of the subsidy removal. So for me, I think what the Labour needed to do is to insist on that strike. They are not calling for anybody's head.
You have the minimum wage, you have the $800 million agreement with them and the federal government.
Mr. Christian, we have said it repeatedly on this platform that the $800 million is grossly inadequate. We are targeting 50 million vulnerable Nigerians. And the last National Bureau of Statistics Index for Nigeria says that 133 million Nigerians are extra-dimensionally poor. So when you look at the areas of poverty, you are looking at lack of access to education, lack of access to healthcare, lack of access to employment, and all that. So what can $16 do in the life of a family of 2 or 3 or 5, as the case may be? Because the the $800 million US, if you divide it by 50 million vulnerable Nigerians, you are going to get $16 per person.
That is the judicial list.
Yes. And again, if you now convert that to Naira, you are looking at about 11,000 and something Naira. And what can that do in the life of a family to cushion the effect of the removal?
There are talks going on with the Labour and
Mr. Christian, we have said this often and often, that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was an opposition leader, he gave the government conditional reasons, things that need to be fixed before you remove subsidy. Those reasons are still tenable today. They have not been addressed. Our power sector have not been addressed. As we speak today, we are transmitting less than 5,000 megawatts. Whereas we already have capacity to generate up to 20 or even more than 20,000 megawatts. So to improve on our transmission network, I know it's capital intensive, it takes time, but kickstart the process. But the one that is immediate intervention is provide vehicles that run on CNG, compressed natural gas. We have said this severally. Diesel have been deregulated, gasoline have been deregulated. Why Nigerians are not shouting about it is because there is alternative to kerosene. People are using gas to cook. So if you provide alternative source of movement, vehicles that run on compressed natural gas, people will not talk about the removal of subsidy. If you make buses available to convey the public, the big man you claim you don't want to subsidize for, they can be using their private car. If they are not comfortable using private car, like Lee abandoned his car the other day, they can join the private transport.
Don't put me up for discussion, because what you are trying to do, you are trying to bring him out and hang him.
That is the right reference.
Lee is a proponent of this policy and this government. If Lee is here, I know Lee will be watching online. If Lee is here, I want him to respond, because he confided in me that he had to abandon his vehicle and go on public transportation. So if you make available alternative means of transportation, vehicle that run on CNG, someone that is already been affected can make use of it. ourselves that is equally looking for alternative, we leverage on it. So the government know what to do. We are equally talking about choosing the refineries and making them to work. That is even part of what Tinubu said as an opposition leader. That need to fix our refineries. As we speak, Group Managing Director of NNPC, Melekari, is telling us that by December, the government have promised, Tinubu have promised that they will fix one of the refineries. He's equally the Group Managing Director of NNPC under Muhammadu Buhari when they spent 1.48 trillion to fix the refineries, and as we speak, none of them is refining. So what is the guarantee that even if they are injecting more money to fix one of the refineries, that we are going to get results? If the one spent under his watch while Buhari was in office, did not get any results.
So if you are in support of the strike, what do you want the strike to achieve?
What I want to achieve is government should address the concern of Nigerians.
Which are?
Government should ensure that we have alternative means of transportation. Mr. Christian, if you are buying vehicle that run on CNG, it's not rocket science. You are not waiting for them to build it. It's already there. You go to the market to buy it, to bring it here. All the administrative bottleneck that would have delay importation, clearance, government will fast track it and get it here. What I was saying, if Lagos State not using BRT buses, the millions and billions of naira or dollars, the case maybe they claim they want to free, they can leverage on what they have currently or borrow to buy these buses, if that is a panacea to solve the crisis. Is it comfortable for Kwara State government before they reduce work day to 3 days? It's not comfortable for them. So what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to tell, that's why I'm putting forward things that Tinubu said as an opposition leader. That let him address those things.
Okay. I think Adebuani is trying to be has deleted his comment.
No, he should engage me.
If it comes up, I'll read it up.
You want to talk about Pabi?
Pabi.
Because I have Pabi's brother by my side. He's my very good friend. But the issue is, you see, in a democracy, if you want democracy to flourish, you should have vibrant legislature. By the time you start to gag, you start to make the legislative arm as an appendage of the executive. It will not augur well for our nascent democracy, Mr. Christian, let me tell you. Because you have a situation where the administration that this nice Senate was a rubber stamp. Anything goes. That is why a president like Muhammadu Buhari would have spent 22.something trillion naira through ways and means. That window provided by the constitution, through which federal government can borrow from CBN to finance budget deficits. And the constitutional provision says you cannot borrow more than 5% of your annual earnings. And if you borrow this fiscal year, you have not paid it, you are not entitled by law to borrow next year. But Buhari serially abused it from the beginning of his administration to the end. When he want to leave, he now went to National Assembly and asked them to amend that regular section of the Constitution to say that you cannot borrow beyond 15% rather than the initial 5%. That's what they call rubber stamp.
Lee said, ask Matthew why is he fixated on reverting to old price?
Lee did not comment on time. We are already talking about that Fabio matter.
This man, That's why the general secretary.
You don't need to take me back to Egypt. We're already moving forward to Israel.
So let's look at shocking revelation at President Election Tribunal. Let's look at that. The confidence in the judiciary to deliver. You know, the evidence that has been tendered at the tribunal. Let's look at the trust in the judiciary to deliver.
Personally, I don't have single confidence in Nigerian judiciary. Except that will surprise me. Except until then, I don't have confidence in them. Because you need to wonder, Nigeria, is it a country? We have a situation where in our legal jurisprudence, once you have certified to copy of a document, is admissible in law in Nigeria. But currently, you have a situation where INEC that certified copies from EC8A are now asking the court, the electoral tribunal, not to admit it as evidence, as exhibit. You know what it's on? You that is supposed to be an independent umpire. Your attitude, your behavior is showing you as a partisan umpire. So that is not to say I will use it to vilify or cast aspersion on the electoral tribunal. But personally, like I told you, I don't have confidence in the electoral tribunal.
Okay, lastly.
Because you see them give judgment at times, it look as if it's in tandem with the constitutional provision. At times they give judgment, they will tell you it's based on technicality. At times they give judgment, you don't know where it's coming from. And they will tell you that Supreme Court is the high court of the land. Their judgment have no appeal. And if you want to appeal, perhaps you go to God. That is what Atiku said the other day.
This one you will not is not taking you back. So Adekunwa says, why are you trying to burn the roof down?
I'm not burning any roof down. I'm only reminding the president that those issues he raised in 2012, that's it germane, that's it vital. When Nigerians shouted in 2012 because they were tired, they were frustrated, they wanted to get succor as a way of surviving the government policy. In the same vein, you saw Olua one yesterday here that supported Emilokon. You saw him yesterday calling Emilokon names because of the harsh policy. Every stakeholder agreed that subsidy should go, but address the fundamentals. And Tinubu knows the fundamentals. He atomized them in 2012. Address them. That's what we are saying.
Okay. Thank you very much, the General Secretary of...
You are the chairman of the
Good morning, Martin.
Yeah, good morning. It's already running.
Okay,
Let me start from what Nisi just said. Why do you want to burn down the roof? Any structure that have structural defects do not only need to be burned down, to be pulled down entirely, because it is risky for the occupants of such a defense. So if Nigeria is likened to a structure that has structural defects, that no matter the reinforcement you apply, it is not working. That is why we are here. Imagine someone who saw reasons to oppose the removal of subsidy by giving what he called the necessities that should be in place before subsidy should be either the government should think the removal of subsidy. Now impose the same subsidy removal on the masses of this country without a due review of his position in 2012 or 2011. You can't imagine that. And unfortunately, look at how much Buhari embezzled. And Nigerians allow him to carry him back. You see, they didn't stone him to go to Daura. And you think that the next government will not step in his shoe. That's why the incumbent president said he's going to step in the shoe of Buhari. Because if Buhari did his own, nobody stoned him, nobody questioned him. Today, he has disappeared to the thin air, enjoying the luxury, the looted whatever from the Nigerian coffers. And you want to oppose a man who it is his own turn to step into the shoe of Buhari. When he said he's going to step into the shoe of Buhari, nobody asked why. What did he mean? And eventually, we are caught up with this dilemma again.
Okay, what do you say about this? The strike that's been called off by NSC and TUC?
They called off the strike for reasons best known to them. Let's watch as the drama unfolds. You see, if they have told us they called the strike because of the sanction or the interim injunction, then of course that would have been a different thing. But if they have called off the strike because they think it is no longer necessary, that the suffering should continue, and that Nigerian, of course, should continue to bear the brunt, well, time will reveal the way forward.
Okay, Enugu State yesterday, the residents shocked the governor despite the sit-at-home ban.
Shot the governor.
Shocked.
My people say, what is it again? That you are just coming from nowhere. You think you can redefine an ideology that has been sustained over generations. You see? That is informed, you see, on the basis of survival. and preservation of the prosperity and the cultural heritage. You think you can because they give you votes or you rig yourself into that. What is a governor? What is the position of a governor? You see, in Nigeria today, what is all the governors are poor, are strictly poor. Because when you siphon the public funds for your own personal use, then you are poor. You are most miserable. You are most vulnerable than even the masses. You see? So you cannot in any way think because you are a governor, you see, and you want to jettison, you don't want to listen to the people and know what informed their position in the first place. You have been outside and think that once you step in, you are beclouded by the euphorias of the office or whatever. So I think that is a wrong step in the right, in the first instance. For you to have made such unguided utterances without calling to hear from the people or sampling the opinion of an average uh, indigene of or residents of Enugu to know what really informed. Why should a full-fledged man decide to sit at home on Monday? And this has been sustained for several months, and you're not asking, and you think you can come and put your head. I got one here.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, we've come to the end of the program. This morning, this is Bison and Newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku. Please subscribe to Flip TV Plus so that when we go live, you get notifications. Mr. Matthew, please, your hands are just blocking our live stream. We can find you for that, even though you're a general secretary of your neighbor. Okay? Okay, let's have one or two guests this morning. The rain is hitting me bad at my back. Somebody said, Christian, let the people pray harder because they love praying instead of fighting the politicians to regain freedom. Who is live with us? Who is nobody? As the rain surges, we'll bring the program to a close this morning. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and for being part of the program. I'm Christian Chuku. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. God bless you all.